Hello everyone, and welcome to my first video of 2025. So as I'm sure it can't have escaped many of your notices, my channel has been experiencing some more significant downtime in the last couple of years. So let's cut to the chase and explain what's been happening. Firstly and foremostly, as some of you may know, back in early 2022, I started a new job which is working in the aerospace industry. And whilst it's a job that I do love very much, it is often quite hectic and stressful. More on that later. Which means my downtime, where I can rest, relax and recuperate, is more important to me. And being perfectly honest, making YouTube videos was starting to feel more like a chore than a hobby. However, towards the end of 2022, I started doing some voice acting work with the people over at TT Productions 23, which went from doing a few voices here and there to now being the head of several series on that channel and one of the executive producers of many other series. More importantly, it introduced me to an absolutely wonderful group of people who in just a few years I've known them have become more like family than friends to me. And through them I've rediscovered my passion for making content. I've loved every single second that I've worked with them, and I'm really looking forward to producing and bringing more stuff to that channel in future. Then, as some of you may know, at the start of 2023, myself and my, at the time of recording, still wife soon to be, bought our first house, which is very much a fixer-upper. I won't go through the whole process, but as you can see from the few pictures I'm showing here, we really did have to renovate the whole thing, and suffice to say that took up a lot of time and energy. Since then we've been doing a lot of remedial work here and there, and we've also had one major refit which again has required priority attention. As such, it meant that whilst I have managed to get a good portion of my office set up around me, as you can see, it did mean that I didn't have anywhere to record for a long time, and so again my YouTube channel had to take a bit of a back burner. So between work, house renovation, spending time with my friends and working on other projects with them, as my own personal priority, my YouTube channel got pushed further and further down that list. But I've always tried to keep to my major commitments, such as reviewing new merchandise, especially when I get given it for review, and this has helped me keep my channel active, albeit in tickover. However, I have been stretching myself a bit thin, and that all came to a head at the end of last year, as due mainly in parts to the previously mentioned major house refit and the stress of work, I was actually signed off work for a month due to stress. Again, I have to thank all my wonderful friends for all their love and support, and to be perfectly honest, helping keeping me sane and distracted during what was an emotional and taxing time. But it's also given me time to reflect on how I go about things in future. When it comes to everything to do with the house, I've got the support of my family and my wife. When it comes to work, I've got support there. And when it comes to all the stuff I do over at TT Productions 23, I've certainly got all the support and help from all my friends there. Which brings me to the next part. What about my channel? At this point, I've gone through so many schedule changes and upload changes that I honestly can't remember what the last one was. However, I believe I had most previously said that I was going to do 2 videos a month, one every other weekend. So that is what I've decided to try and stick to. So from the 1st of February, I will be doing a new video every other weekend. Although this doesn't include any new merchandising reviews, which I'm going to try and always do as soon as I get the merchandise to review it. This gives me the time to not only plan in advance, but also hopefully record in advance. It will be a lot less stressful if I know that I've got videos that are already waiting in the wings, ready to be uploaded and made live. So in future, if you see a few videos in a row where I always appear to be wearing the same clothes, it's probably because I recorded them all on the same day. So, my figure animation. Let's cut to the chase. At present time, my figure animation of Mission to the Unknown is about 80% complete, but like many other things on my channel, it's had to take a bit of a back burner, due to both not only my own personal commitments, but also space limitations that have been preventing me from really making it the project that I wanted it to be. Even now, in all good faith, I cannot say for certain when I will get it completed. However, one of my major renovation projects for this year, although you can't see it, it's right out the window there, is to renovate my garden shed, which will not only become something of an actual workshop, but also a recording and filming studio, which will mean I have a lot more space to really make my figure animation and make the project that I want to do. As I say at the end of my videos, all of your donations are greatly received. They really help me keep things going, and for the smallest donation you can get your name at the end of my videos. So with that in mind, I will soon be revamping my Patreon tiers to have just one, the smallest donation, to get your name in the credits of my videos. But rest assured, everyone who has already pledged to the figure animation, I will be keeping to my original reward tiers, and before I revamp them, I will be taking a log of everyone who has subscribed to what tier, so I can remember when the figure animation is completed who is getting what rewards. I will also endeavour and try my best to keep you all updated on the production of my figure animation as I make more progress, and hopefully with everything that I've filmed so far I can prepare some more teasers and previews and things that will go up on my Patreon for the subscribers. So there's good news and there's bad news here. The bad news is that I will be making less custom head sculpts in future. The reasons for this are twofold. Firstly, as I've been making these custom head sculpts for many years, a lot of my original molds have since deteriorated beyond use, and rather than just make new molds, I have decided to retire quite a large portion of my head sculpts. I say some because I'm not going to be retiring all of them. I will still be making some of them, but until I go through my molds and assess the quality and deterioration of them, I can't say at present time exactly which ones they will be, but I am hoping to keep some of my more popular ones going and remold those. The second reason is that there are simply many others out there, such as NDW Designs, Doctor Who UK, Gallifrey Customs, eBank Studios, Adam W Creations, who are selling head sculpts which, I'll be perfectly honest, are a lot superior to mine. And I want to be clear, that's not sour grapes on my part. I cannot stress enough and give credit to how amazingly talented all of these people are and the quality of the things that they produce. I myself have bought many different things from them and used many of their wonderful head sculpts on projects of my own, which I'm sure I will continue to do in future. And speaking of the future, that brings me on to the good news. As many of you will know, with a lot of my 3D printed designs, I put them up on Thingiverse, which means anyone can download them and print them for their own personal use. Unfortunately, this has led to people downloading my files, printing my designs, printing quite a few of my designs, and selling them without my permission. Sadly, this is something which is all too prevalent in the world of 3D printing and is even more hard to combat, but I will continue to try and do so in future. So with that in mind, I've decided that I'm going to try to offer some of my own 3D printed models, such as my default TARDISes, my master TARDISes, and hopefully possibly even my Bessie kit for sale through my own eBay. Obviously, with them being much larger prints and only having one printer and a limited amount of free time to actually print them, I'm probably only going to sell one a month, and even then I may only print them to order. I can't say exactly when I'm going to put these up or exactly what designs I'm going to put up because I'm still working out the logistics of it, but I'm hoping by doing this, not only does it make it available for more people in future, but also as the original creator of those models, it means that people can come and buy them from me rather than people who take my design and then sell them without my permission. So be sure to keep a lookout on my social medias because there will be updates on that in future and giving you an idea of what I'm selling and when I plan to sell them and the quantities of whatever it is. I'm probably actually going to do an update video on that just to keep people updated through my channel. But that's really all I've got to say, to be honest. Thank you so much for your continued support, not just on this channel, but also over on channels such as TT Productions 23. We've got wonderful content coming out over there. I'm hoping I'm going to have some wonderful content coming out over here. Please, please, please keep subscribing, keep viewing, keep sharing. I know this is where I usually go through my usual whole old spiel at the end, but obviously I've got to develop something new because I'm usually repeating myself. But it really does mean the world to me to have the support going to keep this channel alive. It's something which has been very much a passion of mine that I really don't want to have to stop. I do want to keep it going, but obviously, as with life and many other things, I've just got to work it out, you know, and try and work out how I can do things. And that's why I've had so much downtime, is because there's been a lot of stuff going on. You know, as you can tell, I'm slightly off script here, but I want to sort of communicate this truthfully rather than reading off a script, which I always do to prepare beforehand. So with that in mind, as always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share. It really helps me out a lot. Please do the same over at TT Productions 23. We've got some absolutely wonderful things coming out there. New episodes of The Agency Doctor coming out this year. Really looking forward to those. Absolutely wonderful scripts, fantastic cast, wonderful directors. Everything about it. I love doing The Agency Doctor. But also, please check out my Patreon. Obviously at the moment the old tiers are still up there, at least at the time of recording, but the new one will be coming up soon, because for the smallest donation you can get your name in the credits of my videos, and the donations really do mean a lot. I know it seems like such a small thing, but it really does help with channel advertising, revenue, you know, generation, and also just parts for custom figures and things like that. You know, the smallest donations often make all the difference. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.